Today is June 11th, 2026. I'll be going over to this practice session. Ended up fading the day, twin. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of bad. Kind of bad. I ain't gonna lie. I still follow my rules, but like, I journaled a lot. So there's a lot of journal today. I already finished journaling, but I literally journaled for like an entire hour basically, because I did fade a lot of trades, and I had certain scenarios where I had never seen this scenario before that happened today, where it's just like something that happened that I just never seen before, I never encountered. So I'm like, all right, like, okay, this is what I should do next time I see this. So coming today, I had more of a neutral bias today, mainly because of the internal price action. Also, on the higher time frame, we really didn't have no fair value gaps on the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, let's see the 1 hour. Okay, so yeah, the 1 hour, I was like leaning neutral slash, um, yeah, I was leaning a little bit more bullish on the 1 hour, and then hey, on overall, I was neutral though, neutral on the high time frame. Um, but yeah, I was leaning more bullish because of this 1 hours. We're inside these 1 hours, but we also had this sell side liquidity right there that I wanted to get hit before we could take along to this 30-minute fair value gap. So we opened up this 30-minute fair value gap. We had it unfilled fair value gap right here. So I was willing to either wait for either this is my market open scenario. We go up 9:30 open, and then boom, we get a short down lower to this 1 hour 80 minute low, or oops, or 9:30 what opens, and then what comes lower takes this 1 hour 80 minute low and then get along up to this 30-minute gap. So I was willing to take um, either or, but yeah, yeah, something happened today where I just couldn't take what I wanted to take here. So yeah, coming to market open. So my conditions were this 30-minute and then this 1 hour right here. So I'm just waiting for either of those to get hit so I can take along to the other the other direction. So market open, what do we do? As soon as market open, what do we do? 9:30 does what? Open higher, adding more liquidity to this 30-minute liquidity pool. So now I'm just waiting for this 1 hour, the 1 hour even low to get hit so I can take a long here. Um, boom. I'm like, okay, bet. Boom. And then we started getting this type of reaction. I was kind of like sussed out. I'm like, wait, why are we doing this? Like, why are we, like, we still haven't taken this out. So I'm just waiting. Boom. Come lower. 9:30 what? Opens. Again, does what? Come higher. Generating more liquidity for this 30-minute fair value gap right here. So I'm just waiting. Um, And then here, where this is where we get a 1 minute inversion right here. We actually get, I think the highest time frame was a 2 minute. So we get a 2 minute inversion right here. It ended up fading this due to me wanting this 1 hour any minute low to get hit. I wanted this 1 hour any minute low to hit. But I knew, like I saw this and I was like, oh damn, we have an SMT here. The reason why I didn't take it is because I wanted this 1 hour to get hit. I know we had an SMT, but like thing is, before sometimes, I remember this one time, and I journaled this, is when I took a SMT trade and it ended up failing, and then then ended up failing, running into my stop loss, and then mitigating and sweeping the liquidity below, and then getting that long. So I thought that this was gonna fail. So that's what the reason I faded is. I thought this thing this setup was gonna fail, and then we get the actual true move, which is boom, we actually sweep this both assets, true manipulation. So I just really wanted true manipulation here. I know ES swept it, but what happened, immediately ran the TP. So what was wrong with my thought process here is the reason why the first, like the before, because I had a trade just like this that I took, um but the reason why that one failed and this one didn't is because this is a 1 hour eating median low. It's not a fair value gap. It's a 1 hour eating median low. So technically, we're still in this 1 hour. We're still in this 1 hour. And if you look at the 2 hour, I gotta look at the 2 hour more. We're still in this 2 hour fair value gap. So technically, we don't have to sweep it. Um. So yeah. we're still in this 1 hour. Since we already swept it with an SMT, we don't technically have to sweep it on NQ. So that's the reason why this trade ended up failing, mainly because of that. Because we're in 2 hour right here, so we don't have to sweep this 1 hour median low here because what ES already swept it, and it's not a fair value gap. Fair value gaps is open liquidity. It's open liquidity at your stop loss, but with a median low, we're still already inside of fair value gap. So technically, since we already SMT'd, we don't have to sweep it. So this ended up hitting take profit. At this point, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, okay, let me reevaluate. So we can't come up, immediately tap this 15-minute gap right here. I was super bullish at this point. I'm like, okay, we're probably gonna go higher up to this 4 hours. So there was a potential short here to a mech here. So there was a potential short here. We had a 5-minute open right here. Let me see. So so there's a potential short here if you got the resweep right here. 10 a.m. opens, does what? Immediately immediately gets and sweeps out this inside of our key level, which is the 15-minute gap. We have a huge 15-minute gap here. And low-key, the reason I didn't take this trade either was because I was more bullish here. I wanted this to play out, and then we can get some type of long. So the reason why I just didn't take it was because I was just long bias here. I saw it in live time, and I was like, all right, like I want this to play out, and then we can get some type of long because I was still long bias here. To me, it was pretty obvious at this point that we were bullish. So I really I wanted this to play out. I wanted this to play out so I can take my long. So what ended up happening? You get this 3-minute inversion right here. I know some people took this. A lot of people actually took this trade right here because what? You have a 5-minute unfilled gap right here. Both assets are both assets have this 5-minute unfilled right here. And also we have what, an SMT at the highs. So again with the SMT, both assets have an SMT. So yeah, this ended up playing out. So I really didn't care because I was still very long bias here. And then boom, this taps this 5-minute right here. So now I'm looking for shorts. I'm looking for shorts. And also what ends up happening too, we make a 15-minute gap while in the trade. So I'm like, all right, bet. Like I'm looking for long right here. I'm looking for longs. Like, okay, we made a 15-minute gap. At this point, I'm still super long bias. And also we have true manipulation with ES being inside of 5-minute. So still very, very keen to looking for longs here. So what ends up happening? So 9:15 opens, manipulate slower into this 15-minute gap, and we get a 30-second inversion. Well, actually no, we resweep, and then we get a 30-second inversion. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So boom, and then we get a 30-second inversion. So at this point, I was looking for this long. I'm like, all right, bet this is a good reaction, and I was so close to taking it but I look back at ES, and I'm like, okay, what is ES doing right now at this point in time? What do? We inverse this 5-minute. If we didn't inverse this 5-minute, I would have taken this, but we started to inverse this 5-minute, and then we were super close to the sell side DOL right here. So at this point, I'm like, all right, like I'm kind of like sussed out by that. Like I'm kind of like, okay, like my conviction started getting lower, but I was still had good conviction here. If we had a really good candle, the next candle with a CISD print, then I was willing to take this. We still had this 5-minute on both assets as a clear DOL here. So I'm still like willing to take this. I just want the CISD here. And then what do? We end up printing probably the weirdest, choppiest candles here. We started wicking. So I'm just waiting for the CISD. And we have this as a CISD. We have this small little candle where both wicks, we have 15-point and 30-point wick. 20-point wicks, and the body is literally 4 points. So like we had like probably the worst CIZ close ever. At this point, I got like super like less convicted, and my conviction kind of went away here because why are we stalling here? Why are we not just ripping through this CIZ? And these three, why is this 30? Why is this CIZ holding? So at this point, I'm like, bro, I'm not taking this. Like now, it looks super weird. Why is ES inversing? Why is ES like ES now? It just doesn't count as true manipulation. What? Because ES inverse the gap I was trying to use. Um, NQ is still in this 15 minute. But yeah, at this point, I'm like, well, that's so weird. Why are we stalling? So I ended up fading this trade, and immediately after I faded it, it freaking shot up with good displacement and immediately hit my TP, which was this 5 minute gap up here. This 5 minute gap, and yeah, that sucked. You know what I mean? That sucked because I just saw like 3 trades play out, and I couldn't be a part of the move. And this one sucks the most because I was literally just like 1 second away from clicking the button, clicking the buy button. I was so close to placing the order here, and then I saw this candle, and then I saw this candle, and I'm like, okay, what is going on? Why? So I kind of, it was just weird. It was just weird. I'm not gonna lie. And I think that's the reason why I faded it, just because of that and ES. So I mean, was it a good fade? I don't know. I don't. For me, I think it was at the time, because just of this, if we had a good displacement candle like this one on the next candle with the CIZ, I would have definitely smacked that, but we didn't. So I'm not, that really tripped me up. Um, so yeah, after that, I just got off because after seeing 3 trades play out back to back to back and not being a part of the move, that just, you know what I mean, it makes you emotional and be like, damn, like I really could have, patched my eva today. I really could have made money today. So it is what it is. Like I could have taken A plus setups. So the first one was kind of bad to fade, but now I know why this is bad to fade. The second one, I was still long bias. So also I want to talk about this. Also in line with 10 a.m. PO3, super good neck model, but I was just super just like biased. My bias was long here, so I wasn't not looking for shorts at all until we got this 15-minute tap. And then what, 9:15 again, aligned with 9:15. I mean 9:15, 10:15 PO3. What do we do? Come lower, manipulate into this 15-minute gap, and then get along. It's just that 30-second in ES made me, just fade the trade. Um, so yeah, overall, super crazy. I mean, I didn't take no dumb trade after this. I just got off. I still like regulated my emotions, but this just sucks. I'm still human. I still feel emotions. Like this is just like, outrageous. This plays out, and then this plays out, and then this plays out. You know what I'm saying? And you're just not part of the move. Um, so yeah, and then I really did call it. I called this one, and then I was like, okay, this decent. This looks decent. Like this will probably play out, but I want to take the long here, and yeah. So um, I still did follow my rules though, because I still didn't like none of these trades, um, which was not good, you know. But I still follow my rules because I didn't take something I wasn't convicted in. I liked this trade, and then I got less convicted, and then this trade, um, just the S&T situation thing I never seen before, and then yeah, that's really it. And then yeah, that's really it. After that, I just got off. I said, all right, that's it. You know what I mean? So this was in line with ninth. So PO3 wise, this was in line. Oh yeah, I want to go over PO3. I'm gonna probably do it more. It's the PO3. So yeah, this is all I journaled today because there was a lot of journal. But PO3 wise, this was today's PO3. We have what, 9:30 open higher as liquidity. That's what 9:30 did. So in line with 9:30 PO3, 9:45 opens, and since we have nothing to manipulate to, what do? Immediately distribute to our DOLs. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. opens, does what? Comes higher, giving us a stop hunt into our 15-minute fair value gap key level, and then what? Immediately gets an inversion lower. Um, and then team 15 what does, leaves a 15-minute gap, and then manipulates into it, gives us a 30-second inversion targeting the 5-minute gap. um, Again, everything today was really in line with PO3. I just couldn't be a part of the move, which you know, sucks. But I did still follow my rules. It just a lot to journal today. So yeah, that's really it for today. I did follow my rules, so I'll put that 7 out of 30. But yeah, you know, unfortunate.